let's start, though, with a pitch clock. You will each have 45 seconds to make your pitch on what the Mets should do to upgrade their rotation if they cannot trade for Tarik Skubal. Danny, you start us off.
When does the clock start? Like, when does it begin? When I start speaking? Now?
Yeah.
As it started?
Okay, now, yeah.
Okay. All right, so I'm going to go with someone you might not expect, Brian Wu of the Seattle Mariners. I just saw him in the American League Championship Series, and let me tell you why. Number one, he's not a free agent until 2030. He has one of the best fastballs in the game. It's as good as Jacob deGrom's, but he gets more swing and miss, and he has more strikeouts. He was an all-star this year in his third year. He pitched career innings. This guy is a bulldog. Intangibly, what does he bring? He can pitch in New York. He loves his teammates. He was a 6th-round guy who's become an ace on his staff. Seattle has way too many arms. They could be willing to give him away. It's a plethora of different guys. It's out of the box. It's something different. What else did I write here? I'm so nervous. Oh, yeah. His fastball has a batting average against 153. 153, his fastball. That's almost unhittable.
I love that idea. I love watching Wu. He dominated the Yankees in Yankee Stadium earlier this year. All right, Britt, you're on the clock.
I love the Wu idea, but I think Sal has a better chance of nailing the team than them trading Brian Wu. Unfortunately, Seattle's trying to win. They're not going anywhere. But I'll tell you about a team that is absolutely going nowhere and is thrilled to death about it, the Pittsburgh Pirates. Let's go get Paul Skenes, because why not? They need a legit top of the rotation guy. I looked at the free agent class. Framber Valdez doesn't really change the game. Paul Skenes changes the game immediately. The Pittsburgh Pirates, they can always take prospects. Isn't that what they do? They continually hoard prospects. You get a guy like Skenes, and then you sign a Michael King, and you get some lesser free agents, and all of a sudden you're feeling pretty good about that rotation. So I like Skubal, but I think that you might be able to pry Skenes away. The Pittsburgh front office isn't exactly well known for sound decisions, guys. I think that's the play for the Mets, and I even have some time remaining.
That's crazy. How do you have time remaining?
I will say, I don't know how realistic Wu is. I don't know how realistic Skenes is, but if you think it's realistic at all, then I'd rather have him than Tarik Skubal, no doubt about it. Harp, your turn to make your pitch.
Hey, listen, I love both those ideas, but I'm not sure which is more unrealistic than the other. I'm going to try and bring a little realism here. Is the clock up yet? Can we go?
There you go.
Let's go. Listen, I think they should, first of all, the Mets should be all in. They got to rebuild this pitching starting rotation. They should be all in. It's going to be a lockout in 27. Go for it now. So go get a trade and go get my man Ranger Suarez, who I've been touting as a free agent. Bring him in, and then I don't think you can get. You're not getting Skubal. I don't think you're getting these guys. Joe Ryan, I wrote a column about him today for the Twins. I think the Twins are going to make him available. They're in a rebuild. They're $500 million in debt. Ryan is a guy, one of those high-spin fastballs, can pitch at the top of the zone and get swings and misses. He's been a number 2. A lot of scouts think he's got a lot more potential. With analytics, could be an even more dominant pitcher than he's been. Giving up too many home runs, but a lot of potential there. Could be a number 2. Suarez and Ryan at the top of the rotation.
All right, so now, Britt, I want you to put your reporter shoes on for a second. That's an opinion there. I like it. Is it realistic, do you think, that the Pirates actually do consider moving on from Paul Skenes?
I think that they would listen to offers, and I think if they're blown away enough for an offer, then a guy like Ben Cherington, who's trying to save his job, I think many people in the industry thought that he would in fact lose his job, but the Pirates are so marred in mediocrity that he could look at this and say, hey, I may have a chance here to get this team good again and to get them good again quickly. Are they going to be good with Paul Skenes in his prime, or are they going to waste another year,
I know.
So I think it's actually a little more plausible than you would think on paper. You would think that's insane. Why would they do that? They would do that because that's what they do. They trade away guys. Garrett Cole. Think of all the guys who have come from Pittsburgh that were never traded away. Exactly, Danny. I blanked on them all. Danny's got the full list. So I don't think it's out of the realm when you look at where that front office is at and the fact that they kind of need to show some forward momentum. And as good as Skenes is, he's only pitching every 5 days. He cannot propel you to a playoff spot, but he can propel a team like the Mets.
I just don't know if the Mets have the super package to get a deal like that done. Other than Nolan McLean, I don't think there's a guy out there that the Pirates are going to say, we have to have that guy. And, look, if you get Skenes, you'd give up McLean, no doubt about it. But I don't know if he's going to be available, I think other teams might be able to put a better package together the way the Red Sox did last year for Crochet.
It's a Spencer Jones kind of deal for them.
Yeah. But listen, it's worth trying. Who knows with the Pirates? You never know what they're going to do. But they would run that owner out of town if you trade Skenes at this point.
They're going to keep him because they need money. They need butts and seats. They need people to show up to the games. People aren't going to show up to those games and watch the Pirates, but guess what? They show up for Paul. They line up around the block for Paul. Whatever Paul does, they buy into. So I feel like it would be in their disinterest to do something like that because they have nobody else. They have no one else in their franchise to build around except for Paul. I feel like they're going to squeeze every inch out of him and keep him there, and they're ruining baseball. The Dodgers aren't ruining winning baseball. They're winning
Exactly. This is
baseball.
Mike Trout 2.0.
Yes.
They do have 1 point in their favor. His girlfriend would love to be in New
Livy
York.
Dunn?
Livy Dunn.
Well, and I would bet that, and I don't know this, I'm just saying, I would bet that the Mets would prefer to have Skenes than Skubal because of also the star power. Like, it's not just pound for pound who's the better pitcher, and it's not even about the contract under control. Those are obvious things. I would bet that there's an appeal to the Mets who are trying to get their brand to the level of the Dodgers and Yankees to bring in Paul
But who
Skenes
can
and
you
his
give up
superstar.
besides McClain? It's really going to get that over the top.
No, you'd have to give up McClain plus others. All right, how about Ryan? Back to your point about him. I like the idea. Do you think he's that level to be enough to be the Mets' legit ace to turn this thing around?
He's not an ace. He's not an ace, but he's a number 2. And Suarez, to me, is kind of a number 2
Why are we
as
going
well.
after a number 2?
Right.
Well, because you can't get Skubal and you can't get Skenes. That's why.
Okay.
So I think you put those 2 guys. If you put Suarez and Skenes, now you got me thinking about it. Suarez and Ryan at the top of the rotation. You got a good rotation in addition to McClain and other guys you have coming back, because you still have those young guys coming up. So Ryan has been a guy who's pitched with dominance a lot, but he also gives up home runs. That's why some scouts think you put him in the Mets have become more analytically driven. You give him better pitch shaping, better sequencing. Maybe he becomes a better pitcher. Maybe he does become a number 1.
Hey, either way.
He's only 29. He's not that old.
There are many different avenues. The Mets know that. They got to figure it out, but I do think they really need one legit, bona fide number 1, and then probably another starter in addition to that.